Hello everyone, welcome to my book. Today I would like to introduce the book to you guys, Think Like Rocket Scientist. Simple strategies you can use to make giant leap in work and life by Ozan Mara. I have to say these days the title of the book is just getting longer and longer. It's like one sentence summary without providing any actual information. I guess the purpose is just trying to make the page look full, like I always try to make my day look busy. If you still have the book with title like The Little Prince or Emma these days, I guess you will never be able to publish them unless you rename them as Little Prince, All You Need to Know About Love and Friendship, A Fairy Tale for Everyone, Emma, a rich girl and her meddling career ending up with a happy marriage. Back to Thinking Like Rocket Scientist. The book is rated 4.7 out of 5 on Amazon and then 4.4 on Goodreads. It also has been endorsed by Bill Gates, Satya Nadella, and Adam Grant. If you know them, then you know how popular this book is among rich people who are still hardworking. And if you don't know them, then congratulations, you got independent thinking. Back to the book. Think Like Rocket Scientist. The name can be a bit intimidating, and it is true that there are quite some illustrations on space research and rocket science. But if we extract the key information, we'll find them much more generalized. Say if you're struggling with big questions like, should I start a new career path? Should I move to a different country or a city? Should I start a new relationship or end an old one? Or maybe you're just genuinely interested in knowing how does a rocket scientist think. In that case, you will find this book helpful, and you can apply the thinking strategy in the book to help with your decision making. Think Like a Rocket Scientist has a pretty clear structure. There's 3 stages: launch, accelerate, and achieve. And if you feel the terms here is a bit too abstract for you, you can easily replace them into identifying the problem, finding a solution, and face the result. And we're going to start with identifying the problem. Everybody has a thinking pattern, and this thinking pattern is shaped by a lot of elements, such as background, like what is your nationality, social norms. For instance, in your society, is it necessary for girls to shave their legs, or is it not cool for guys to not shave their beard? Knowledge, what kind of education background you have, and experience, how long you have been living in this world, and how to spend your time. Personality, or introvert, extrovert, and humanity is generally the tendency to avoid conflicts or to avoid the unknown and uncertainty. And all of these elements combined together is kind of forming this wall for your thinking. There are all kinds of the walls in the world, and within these walls, it creates kind of a certainty. And then that means there's like a little ecosystem which you feel comfortable and everything seems predictable. But everything outside of the wall seems actually unknown, or you can interpret it as something not making much sense. The universe started with unknown, and then we human beings start to build our own walls. Within the walls, we have our own certainty, comfortable little bubble, where everything else is just dark, unknown, like fearsome things. But we also miss some other more important things, like the ultimate truth of the universe, the friendship, the treasure. Avoiding unknown essentially equals to avoiding progress, as along the whole human history, thinking like you're just in the corner of it. Of course, eventually you might find your thinking is getting too wild, which Ozan refers as a moonshot thinking. In that case, you need to anchor to pin the thoughts down. One is reality. Basically, you need to have a goal that eventually achievable, like say in the foreseeable future, if ever. And then the difficulty to realize that goal will be the challenge. And to find your challenge, then you find your problem. Moving to the next stage is finding the solution. Finding a solution has 4 elements in play: the question, the answer, the plan, and the testing, which is kind of pretty standard framework. But what Ozan is asking us to do is to question everything at play here. Starting with question to question. Are we asking the right question? Say your boss, when they asked you, my parking spot got taken, can you fix it? What exactly he's asking? Is he trying to ask, can you find out the person who took my parking spot to show him some color to CC? Or is he asking, yeah, can you get me a corporate car so I never have to drive a car myself? Or is he asking that, can you get me a official organization on my parking lot so nobody else other than me will be able to access? You can see easily that different answers will emerge once different questions are asked. Moving forward to the question and answer. Let's play a game. Please check out this question. Who is best singer in Estonia? A. Aldo Alga Stressman. B. James Grant. C. Christina Lee. Okay, I have to confess that the right answer is D. I made this up and I have no idea. But if you already picked your answer, then you know that how your answer has been shaped based on your own thinking pattern. Even when we are all confident and sure we might make mistakes, we tend to handpick the evidence that is aligned with our own belief. We make assumptions instead of hypotheses. We bend in front of authorities and reputation too easily, and we only like to hear people who agree with us. Plan part actually has not much elaboration in the book. Basically, just say big picture strategy, action-oriented tactics, which means once you start doing your plan, you need to have a clear direction to have the whole picture, and then you can start to break them down into more actionable tactics instead of just like starting with tactics and then you start to lose the big picture. Next to the testing. Say the whole world never have all the information that we want to have in order to make a real decision. So what we want is we want no coronavirus, of course, and we want probably to see the policy change, what administration will change to be, or what new policy will be coming to play over the next 20 years. We want to know the operation margin of our competitors, the GDPs, and inside information, blah, blah, blah. But what we can actually get is nothing. And then to bridge that gap, that means whenever we have a plan, and we want to take action of it, we need to test everything. Test the parts, but also test the whole, as you never know how it's gonna play out. And don't trust your solution. Test it. Test it in a different scenario. When it's sunny, when it's raining, when it's day, when it's night, when it's thunderstorm. Test it with different people and test it 3,000 times. For people who have managed to move their thoughts and ideas as far as this stage, there is something to face, which is called the result. And normally it's quite binary. It's either going to be success or a failure. However, neither of this result can really be contributing to your thinking in a positive way. As if you fail, then you naturally take it personally. Like, I have no value. Like, human generally are wired to fear failure. Well, if you're successful, then it turns out to be a bit more on the side where you think everything you did is right, even though they are not, and you start to trying to enforce every actions you did because you think that's a recipe to success, which means you're gonna repeat not only the potentially good part, but also the potentially mistake and the luck. But except the luck is not always on your side. However, if we learn to treat failure and success not as like ultimate end goal or the end, the final decision, but treat it as part of the bigger loop for the feedback. So start with the question, we move to the answer, and we design our plan, test our plan, we get our feedback as failure or success, and then we move forward to refine our question and start a new circle. After all, as Oza mentioned in the book, the modern world does not call for finished product, it calls for work in progress, where perpetual improvement wins the game. Now, I would like to share a little bit comments from Amazon or Goodreads. However, once I look into them, there seems to be more personal experience on their feelings on the book instead of the book themselves. So, I'll give a bit comments myself. Basically, Think Like a Rocket Scientist is overall quite well written. The structure is very clear, it's easy to follow. There's launch, accelerate, achieve a three-stage thinking process. The thinking strategy described is overall quite logical. However, you might feel, well, for me, I felt some thoughts are a little bit scattered. It's like if you hang out with 20 friends all together, someone is meant to be missing. The writing style overall is very well. I like it a lot. It's very elegant, precise, and powerful. To expand from there, across all industry, there are a lot of systematic thinking which you can generalize and try to apply those. You can think not only like a rocket scientist, but also think like an investor, a chef, or a president, or not. However, it takes deliberate thinking exercise to reach from where you were or where you are right now to where you want to be, and then is hardworking. Otherwise, I will finish this video like 3 days ago. However, I'll consider it's worth it. I'll recommend this book. You can either read it as a self-improvement coaching book, or you can read it because you're genuinely curious how a rocket scientist thinks. After all, it has been a while since Big Bang Theory. At the end, I would like to end the video with a few quotes from the book directly. There are important lessons for us all. When we face uncertainty, we often manufacture excuses for not getting started. I'm not qualified. I don't feel ready. I don't have the right contacts. I don't have enough time. Argue for them, and then you get to keep them. And if you have any books that you would like us to review, please leave your comments in the comment area, and we will think about it. Also, if you like our videos, please subscribe our channels on YouTube, VBook. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I will see you next week.